Let's do something. So go on the top one.
With An Inspector Calls, J.B. Priestley, the playwright, was very kind to you GCSE students. He kept it simple and only used 6 main characters. Not too much to learn here then. An Inspector Calls is set around a dinner to celebrate the engagement of Sheila, the daughter of the wealthy Burling family, to the even wealthier Gerald Croft. Arthur Burling, the head of the family, is a wealthy man in his 50s, but he wasn't born into money, he had to earn it. As such, he's keen to blend in with his social superiors, such as Gerald Croft's family. Arthur's proud that his daughter Sheila is marrying Gerald, not only because it'll make her happy, but also because it might help his social standing and his business interests. Arthur is highly motivated by success and money. Watch this. No, you don't. He explains to Eric and Gerald that a man should look out for number one and make his own way. And while the others feel guilty about Eva's suicide, Arthur thinks only of himself. He's not concerned with Eva's welfare. It's about damaging his chances of a knighthood. He's a proud, ambitious, but ultimately selfish man. Sybil Burling is Arthur's wife. She's a cold, snobbish woman who looks down on other people. Sybil is patronising to her fully grown-up children, Sheila and Eric, disrespectful to the inspector, and couldn't care less about the death of some working-class girl called Eva. Sybil turns a blind eye to a lot of the Burling family's problems: Eric's drinking, Gerald's affair, Eric getting Eva up the duff. And even though she refused to give Eva any charity money, she still feels no remorse. Sheila Burling is a much nicer person than her parents. While they take no responsibility for the fate of Eva, Sheila feels rotten. Instead of seeing Eva as just a working class girl, she sees her as a fellow human being. Sheila is also very perceptive. It's Sheila that spots Gerald's guilt when he's quizzed. She also guesses that Eric is involved, and she becomes suspicious of the inspector's identity quite early on. She's compassionate, perceptive, and conscientious. You turned out all right. Shame about your mum and dad.
Well, you can't choose your parents.
Eric Burling, the son of the family, is a pretty mixed up young man. On the one hand, he's shy and awkward, but on the other, he can be quite aggressive. He behaves that way because he's a bit of a drinker. As the play goes on, his parents gradually realise he has a serious drink problem. Yet Eric isn't a bad person. Like his sister, he has a social conscience, and even though he treated Eva badly, ultimately he tries to help her, albeit by stealing money off his dad. Don't get too pleased with yourself, you're still a thief. Eric is confused, guilty and frustrated, but also has a strong sense of responsibility. Gerald Croft is a good-looking aristocrat. I hate him. His marriage to Sheila will help her parents' social standing. Gerald's quite a difficult character to make out. He's not as callous as Mr. and Mrs. Burling are about poor Eva's suicide, but then again neither is he as ashamed as Sheila and Eric. Rather than wrestling with the ethics of his actions, he tries to undermine and challenge the inspector, as he thinks this will get him off the hook. However, it doesn't get him off the hook with Sheila. She's none too impressed by his lack of social responsibility. Now, in Inspector Gull we have an enigma. Who is he? How does he know so much about this family? Is he really an inspector? Is he really a fake?
Yes, I'm an actor.
We may never know. He works very methodically, opening up the characters with his disconcerting stare. He also seems to know an extraordinarily large amount of information. What's the capital of Peru?
Lima.
Yeah, probably. To add to the mystery, it seems he knew about the suicide of Eva before it actually happens. Is he a ghost? Is he the voice of our consciences? Is he the voice of God? Now, I've looked in the back of the book and there isn't an answer, so I'm afraid you're on your own on this one.